In front of a gang building, the man who built the camera split the lens into the bald guy counting the money. This is his first scout part. And not very good at the job. Beautiful people appear in the opposite. It distracts him. But I rush back to thinking. Remind yourself. Don't forget the purpose of this trip. But the bald head next to the woman, that's your ultimate goal. The man hated. I hate the end of gang fights. Because of his son. Unfortunately, a stray bullet took his life. I'm holding an iron stick. Want to use the power to confront the gang with guns. I didn't expect to be surrounded by them. The bald man got out of the car even more cruelly. Aimed straight at the man's neck to shoot a shot. This is John Udo 3's new violent aesthetic. Pioneering film with there are no words, but the racing scenes in the alley. Classic and dramatic alleys. It's a revenge movie. Fast-paced, but still keep the viewer's eyes from leaving the screen. A few days ago, Joel took his son to play in the yard. Suddenly, 2 cars appeared on the road. A chase. A run. They hold. Crazy guns shooting each other. Bullets flying horizontally. The car was screaming, so Joel hurriedly pushed his son down, but still a step behind. Your son was hit by shrapnel. Lost their lives on the spot. Joel was immediately fired. I swore to avenge my son. In the narrow alley, he picked up a crowbar and crashed it against the windshield. The car immediately lost control, but quickly settled down and pointed the gun at him. Joel immediately went into the alley running, but a forklift stopped my footsteps. Suddenly jumped on the forklift. Crashed through the glass. He blew the driver in the head, but in the seat. Master has a survivor. This guy has a tattoo on his face. He didn't say a word. Fire. Joel was violently shot. He was shot once against the iron fence. It cuts my throat. He immediately lost consciousness and fell into a coma. When you wake up, you're in a miserable shape. Even if you escape alive, you can't make any sound anymore. My son is gone forever. Without a caring wife. Maybe Joel's broken down. My lifeless eyes flash through the window. The kids are scrambling for transportation. Tomorrow for the smugglers. Buyers can see it everywhere. This is a crime-ridden neighborhood. As Joe Hell crossed every essay floor to fall back home, the beautiful memories of the old days, it hurts me so bad. The Christmas decorations has been prepared in the house. It's the same as when the boy was alive. This makes me suffer even more. You start to get drunk. Trying to use alcohol to numb yourself. But the memory of my son is dead. I couldn't help but open the door to my son's room. I lie in bed pretending to sleep with you. But when I wake up, my hand, empty. In extreme pain, Joel suddenly decided not to keep falling, because I found a way out. That's revenge. I finish the bottle of wine. Open a desk that has been dusted for a long time. Back to my son's bike. He decided to start his revenge plan. First I went to the crime squad. Take photos of the suspects. Tattooed man with tattoos on face. It was the enemy who killed your son. After Joel came home, he would pin photos of his enemies to the wall one by one. I'm serious about planning. Decided the day before Christmas. Kill all the enemies. I started pulling the plug. And to build arm strength. Learn how to use a knife to kill. Then lift weights until exhausted. Your avenging faith drives you into a frenzied workout. I bought a car. Mustang scraps on the street. In my workshop. Turn it into a mobile fortress. To enhance our defensive capabilities. He put a bulletproof vest on the car door and then start practicing shooting. Seriously. All of this can't pass. His wife sighs, but she didn't say anything. Just quietly away. So that Joe doesn't get involved anymore. With a belief in revenge, you're getting more and more. Become stronger. Driving skills become virtuous. The body becomes very strong. Your shooting skills have also reached a breaking point. Hit everything, just be prepared. Joel is ready for revenge at any time. It seems like a narrow street. When you walk out of the supermarket, suddenly meet the enemy. Kill your child. I immediately pull out the dagger and prepare to strike. But I saw a group of kids. The fire of vengeance in me was instantly extinguished. I don't want the kids to see the blood. I could only blink and watch the enemy leave. When you turn around, you and someone who's not just pushed to the ground. It's covered in cream on my face. But Joel wasn't angry because in front of you, everyone in the land car, that Rover's all dead. When there are only 2 days left, it's time for revenge. You sneak into a mansion. I want to learn more from my son's mouth about the power of the Cudi, but they are opposed. The enemy discovered. Joel punches a punch. He fell down the stairs and broke the glass into flying debris everywhere. And then hang him up. Force him to write down all the gang's secrets. I didn't expect the enemy to attack. It's not just cutting the rope with a knife, but also scratched Joel's left arm on the spot. I haven't had time to react yet. Was pressed to the desk and got another stab in the thigh. Revenge is not as simple as you imagine. But your determination, you're bigger than you think. You two are in a fight for survival. Joel hit the enemy with a straight elbow. but with the box. The device was lifted and knocked to the ground. I took the opportunity to get out a screwdriver, stab him in the leg. I was going to stab him in the throat, but he strangled her. I did my best to get him out, but the enemy held up a knife to protest. Joel threw one punch at a time, beating him unconscious. In a state full of injury, you finally won the war. The day of vengeance has finally arrived. You start fully armed. You wear a bulletproof vest and carry it all. Weapons know that this trip is much less healing. I wrote back the letter. In the last moment before leaving, I went back to my son's room. Bring the boy's favorite music box. I went to see my wife after I was sure that his wife was living very well. He went to his son's grave, pre-ordered the Christmas gift just in case I can't shoot. John was woken up by the doorbell. I found a wanted criminal at the door. In the envelope, it's not just a Christmas card. It says it ends tonight, but there's also the criminal evidence that Joel collected. Joel knew the limits of the Cudi. Tonight will definitely be a bloody night. When passing through a crossroads, I saw a girl being robbed. I pressed GA to leave, but I turned back. Forced the robber into the wall, then put a knife on him. The robber climbed onto the roof of the car and pointed the gun barrel at the car, but Joel grabbed the gun, shot repeatedly at him, and he died on the spot, slowly bleeding from the front windshield gun. The first time killing, he immediately vomited endlessly. But I quickly regained my spirit. Go to the Cudi's place, throw 2 fingers in. This is a provocative signal. Joe recognized this as his subordinate's finger. I immediately fell into a rage, but Joel started butchering his men. In a chaotic battle, the police were initially overwhelmed. But the arrival of Joel, he struck a strong blow at them. Your gang drives a Mustang, writhing in a tight space. Shoot quickly and accurately. Quickly, turn the game around. I was going to save a policewoman, but she was shot dead at the moment. Finally getting in the car, so I immediately pushed her out of the car. In the carnage, Joel became cold. I found someone reporting the news. Immediately accelerate straight into the. To get a phone, you can contact Cudi. You shot his men and sent the video. Give him a chance to clarify his identity. His Cudi immediately issued a search warrant and offered a $5,000 reward. Money moves people's hearts. So the bald guy is definitely take this business. But Joel wasn't scared at all, waiting for them on the road. After looking at each other slowly, he drove up the overpass. In the silence of revenge, he opened his son's music box. Clear music. Makes me feel like this is a normal evening. But the Land Rover chasing behind makes you burn. In the newspaper, he accelerated at full speed but was hit by the Land. Suddenly crashed. They lose their balance. But the versatile Mustang sped out again. They started chasing each other down the narrow street. After arriving at a large intersection, Joel turns the head 180 degrees. They even actively attack. Thanks to flexible control skills, he immediately shot dead in the passenger seat. But I'm not attached to the battle. Drive away again. The Land Rover doesn't leave. A motorcycle chase again. Thanks to a more flexible body, they're clamping Chloe from both sides. That Chloe can only increase gabble. After we get out of the ring, we'll figure something else out. I turned into a small alley, but was blocked by a pickup truck. Things are trading tomorrow. Too bewildered. He was shot dead on the spot. He increased GA, pushing forward positioned to push the pickup out of the lane, but the Land Rover was chasing. 3 cars follow each other. It's a special gunfight. After shooting the thugs, the rest of the truck, Zoe regained her mobility. He pedaled hard. GA chase pickup ram. It flips. The Land Rover could not brake and crashed into each other. Just got out of the Land Rover. The motorcycle is chasing. Joel drove into a narrow alley. The motorcycle behind frantically opened and chased the button. Even raised GA to get close to your car. Put the gun in the car. You risk making a dangerous move. He grabbed the gun and pressed the driver. Jump on the wall. Using a concrete pole to knock him unconscious. Maybe your son brought you luck. After a chaotic battle, Joel wasn't hurt at all. But this made CUD alert. He sent a message to all his followers. Order all subordinates to return to base. Because Joel made him feel a sense of great danger. But Joel also saw this message. He swapped the Mustang and the door on a motorcycle with his subordinates to the base. Then, raise your gun and shoot the enemy. He pulled out the hunting gun again. Hit the gas tank. There was an explosion. Thugs immediately enveloped in a sea of fire. You just fought. I've retreated up every step of the stairs you walk through. He is not the boss in a life and death situation. He still dances to the music on the narrow stairs. The fully equipped subordinate. His weapon is going down. Then I met Joel. Joel holds a Remington gun. A shot down. A thug. I finally got to the top of the stairs. The shotgun was gone, so I had to pull out the knife. Fighting and moving forward. Open kill side handgun was used. He continued his path of vengeance in the gunfire, but the bullets ran out again. Joel had to change his bullets during the fight. 2 shots to finish off the enemy. But no matter how lucky you are, you will run out. When you used the Remington again, he was shot 3 times in a row. Fortunately, I was wearing a bulletproof vest. He counterattacked with a few shots and knocked out the enemy. At this time, he was slightly injured, and his physical strength was gradually exhausted. Placing homemade landmines on the road that the enemy will surely pass through. The music is getting closer, but this place has too many paths. Joel couldn't find his way. A shadow of a sudden coming and pushed me to the ground. Bald head name, narrowly escaped death and plunged into the war. Tam, with you, I'm exhausted. He's pressed into the bar and punched me all the time. When you're being passively beaten, the homemade mine has been activated. The explosion distracted him. It's also an opportunity for Joel. You shot twice, but he doesn't seem to realize. Come and wrestle with me. Joel stabbed another knife in his left shoulder. He was thrown out again. You two are in a fight for survival. Police officer John quietly approached. You two are in a fight. Has entered the arsenal. The bald man grabbed a gun and frantically pulled the trigger, but Joel's coming around from the other side. Shot down first. His gun then forced him to fall against the wall. The bullet went through from the bottom up. His blood was all over the wall. John just approached and also encountered the thugs. A fierce gun battle broke out. After destroying all the enemies, he finally found Joel exhausted. Both sides point guns at each other. I finally confirmed it was you, not the enemy. That's criminal evidence. The details that Joel provided convinced John. Come and help me. 2 people don't say a word because the bullet came. The woman with the submachine gun frantically pulled the trigger. Joel tried to counterattack, but was knocked to the ground. I saw the woman who was about to kill, not leaving the way of life. John hurried out his cover. He was also shot in the left arm. Use round-the-clock tactics to achieve success. Despite being at a disadvantage, Joel crawls forward, out of the darkness, pointing the gun at the woman. But the scariest enemies are often disguised. Her pitiful expression makes you down. Gun barrel down. He was immediately shot twice. When John drew the fire, Joel no longer hesitated to shoot too. Take down the woman. When you finally get in front of Cudi, as desired, but there's only half a life left. Both times of shooting, Cudi shoots like firecrackers. Even though Joel was wearing a bulletproof vest, he was seriously injured. Just as he was about to be shot, John is helping once again. The shot made him stumble. Joel came immediately. You pressed on him and punched him repeatedly. He gripped the enemy's neck, determined to strangle him on the spot. At the last moment, when we're about to complete our revenge, I saw my son's face again. In my son's smile, you killed the enemy yourself. We finally accomplished our revenge, and the path of vengeance is over. I too was exhausted and fell to the ground. In the last moment of my life, I remember my whole life. Smiling out in the moment of glory, the most glorious of life.